Good morning, folks. Welcome back. Today we are going to be making a wadi, which is like a canyon area that in the desert that often only has water during the rainy season. Sometimes they have water year round, but mostly just the rainy season. But it's a rocky canyon river oasis type deal. Should be fun. Let's get on it. I'm going to get rid of our cube, and I'm going to start with um, I think a plane today. Let's go S100. So it's a 200-meter plane. W, subdivide it. Let's say 250. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah. We want 250, so 5? No. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Yeah, 10 will be fine. Whatever. Okay. 250 works when you're doing the quad remesh, not when you're doing levels of subdivision. Anyway, that gives us what we need. 242. Great. Or 121. We're going to want, I think we're going to come this way along the y-axis. And let's start with just a curve, Bezier, tab, delete the vertices, draw a new one, find my stylus, there we go, and draw something like that. We kind of curved it like that at the end, so we have more of a block we're looking, although it probably won't be enough. We'll have to probably do something else. Okay. And now, let's come back to here. And terrain, draw terrain, and select our Bezier curve. We can grab our curve and GZ down. And then, obviously, we want to spread it a bit. It's not quite so steep. And top plateau, quite, whoa, too much. Neat. All right, that's interesting. Like that. We'll create for us what we're looking for. And we can come back here, tab, and I think, as I recall, yes, you can scale individual ones to punch it up or down. So I'm going to scale that up. And then this one, I'm going to scale in a bit. Not that way, though. Come on. Am I on the right thing? Let's scale that in. It doesn't want me to go much more than that. Okay, cool. Whatever. Now let's grab them and move a couple of them up and down, too. I got this thing spread so wide that it... Let's see. Control A, rotation scale. Make sure, see if that helps, too. Weird. All right. Being a pain. There we go. That's fine. Tab, let's come back to this. And I'm going to spread it a little more, as much as it'll let me go. That does look better. Maybe I did help to do that. Go to like there. Okay. Now let's be a bit more complicated this time. I'm going to actually just take, I'm going to do it again so I don't have the same. I could duplicate the Bezier curve, but I think I'm just going to make a new curve. So it doesn't line up exactly. And tab, X, vertices, hide the original, in fact, entirely. And then draw along here, like so. Great. Then back to object mode, come to this one, and we're going to duplicate this terrain. So just add a new one, terrain, trainer base. Oh no, not trainer base. Draw terrain. Come on, Seth. Draw terrain. Trainer base in a bit. And we're going to select this Bezier curve. I take it, GZ, not that far. Minus 50. No, minus 5. Okay, that's kind of interesting. It is actually kind of really interesting. I like it. Tab. And again, let's do some scaling. Scale it in here. Cool. And then grab this one and make it bigger there. So it's running onto the whole thing. Nice. Nice. I like that. It's looking all right. It's a fun looking river. Kind of just into that. I'm going to try one more now then. Let's see if we do Shift A, curve, Bezier curve again. I'm going to try drawing this one along here like this. And let's see what happens. Let's do another draw terrain. And select our next curve. And I think I'm going to cut down the subdivision now. I don't want to subdivide anymore. And GZ minus 1. This is going to create like some rough ledging and stuff on it. Yes. And it does, and it works cool. Which of course means we need to do one more. Let's just take this, and this time let's just duplicate it. Get rid of that. Or, well, it doesn't matter which one's which because we duplicated it. Right, yeah. So, and then draw one more. Bezier curve. Tab, X, vertices, draw. And we're going to kind of come up and do that. Bit of a different curve than we might otherwise be used to. And put it onto there. Okay, curve 3, cool. Now we should be able to grab this curve and bring it down some. It's just a fun way to make terrain. Again, controlled, but not so controlled. That's neat. That's actually looking good. And let's top plateau it by like 0.5, which should make it, it'll give us a flat thing on it, right? So we'll get a little bit of a ledge. Might need more than 0.5 for it to read. Top plateau of 1. That should flatten this out here. Yep, it did. Give us almost like a path, which is a neat thing. And peak smooth, I'm going to smooth it. One second. That looks cool. I like this landscape. I think we're just going to use it. I might smooth it down. The other one, yeah. Do we smooth it down? Now we'll be fine. Apply all, and we'll take a look at it. Because we're still going to do terrain or base to it. And I'm just going to get rid of these curves, get them out of our way. We don't need them anymore. We're not going to make roads out of them. Okay. And what does our landscape look like mesh-wise? It's pretty intense down here. That's way more than we need. I'm going to quad remesh it. Let's save first. Yeah, new 250317. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Yesterday was my birthday. And there we go. And quad remesh. Faces, it's 300,000 now. I'm going to take a quad count down to 150,000. See what that does. It should be pretty easy. It still should be tons, honestly, because those ones at the bottom are just way too small for what we needed. Let's see, what does 150K look like on this thing? Yeah, it's still, honestly, we can go smaller. Let's do it from this one. Let's take it down to, I think, even like 80,000. Even that is pretty small. Let's do it one more time. I'm just going to go to 50. We want to keep the big shapes, but we don't want to have all these micro tiny ones. There we go. So see, it still, yeah, it looks mostly the same, but now it's not quite so big. 42,000 will not explode trainer base too, which is the other thing. Add modifier, terrain, trainer base. That should actually mostly work. Even so, we might need to cut down the subdiv on it. Pretty good. Match resolution. Cut down to 3, just at least for right now. We can always go back up again. I kind of like it though. We're getting a little bit maybe more punch here than I super wanted. So maybe we'll cut our strength down to like 10. I like the level of detail in terms of like how rocky it looks, but it's just going out a little too far. That feels way better to me. That's a fun way to make a canyon, eh? And I like our little cuts here and here. And I like the fact that we had a fair amount of control over this. It wasn't a random thing. It's just two modifiers over and over again. Yeah, let's use this. I think I like it as is. I'm going to just apply it. Mm-hmm. 700K for this terrain seems very acceptable. Now let's see what we do if we add some water, because we might need to stretch things around a little bit. Shift A, mesh, plane, SY 100, SX 50. Like that. As our water, that's not bad. Go up a bit, we'll just go so it's actually a full-on river. connecting the whole thing. You know, I am into that. That looks good. Exactly what we wanted. Save again. Rotation scale. Okay, and we need to make it solid for our water shader. So solidify down. Does not need to go down that far. Just this gives an idea for the depth of our water. It's still like 30 feet deep in some places. It's not bad. Well, not quite, but you know. Cool. I like it. And then this actually needs to go a little wider, doesn't it? If we go right to the edge. And just apply this. Because it's easier to move a face than an edge. To there. And this we can actually, if we want to. I don't know if that makes any difference, but there, we shrunk it down a little bit. You can even take this one. Now we have less, you know, extra floaty fog water later when we go to render. And we've saved, and we're good. Cool. All right. So, it's not going to be a lot of running water. It's going to be mostly still water, which is what we wanted. I think we want some big rocks down here too, on top of just the rocky terrain. We want some big rocks. And I think rather than use we are going to use a, what you call it, geoscatter, but rather than a biome, we'll just grab our own. Ground, I think I put them in. Rocks, yes. Canyon rocks, no, that's for desert rocks, no. Fantasy rocks, no. Actually, some of these might be to just use it a little bit in general. Canyon. Let's start with some desert rocks. Let's do those, see what it looks like. R, G, Z down. Just kind of mix it in. I don't know or really care if it's realistic in any way, but sure, why not? And then let's put over here. That's a smaller one. Like that. And let's get rid of the water so we can actually make sure it's touching the ground. New collection, water. And hide it. And I'm going to take this out of the way so I can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, now that's good. Now, there we go. That'll help block our scene too. Okay, and our water, I'm actually going to take it and SY out further. Yeah, great. So now just that blocks our view path when we're looking down it, so we don't have to stress about it as much. Sharp canyon rocks, that's what we want. I think, or Sharp Rocks Desert, that's what we want. Desert Sharp Rocks. We're going to go top of the morning to you, Patrick. Another Patrick. My middle name is Patrick. You know, on St. Patrick's Day, we Patrick's got to stick together. You know, geoscatter. emit from the ground. We're going to scatter from browser with that. And I'm in browser select, so why are you not? Why are you not wanting to scatter? Scatter objects. What the heck, man? Come on. So you'll biome scatter, but you won't scatter another one? What's going on? Am I on the wrong? I'm in edit mode. Yep, that's why. Can't be in edit mode. There we go. Browser selection. Desert rocks. Scatter assets. There are 14 of them, which is insane. Whoo, Lord. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we don't care if there's water. That's fine this time. But abiotic slope and absolute. Okay. And then I actually think this is too even. Let's do it again. Let's just get rid of it. It's probably faster the other way. And we want them to scatter in clumps. And scatter objects. Doesn't seem clumpy to me. Well, whatever. Slope, not absolute. And let's decrease the distribution then. Something like that. Cool. And scale, let's make it bigger. Random scale of 3. No. 2. 2 seems pretty good, but that's still too many then. Okay, it all seems too stick and uppy too. Which maybe is okay, but let's see what we want to do. Take a look at it, see what it's looking like first. Okay, those rocks are looking cool. All right, we'll let them be vertical. We can always just put a few more around them to kind of calm that down a little bit. And it seems like a good amount. I don't really want them up on top, though. Both because I'm not going to shoot up there and because I don't think it makes sense. So elevation. There we go. I don't even need to change the settings. We'll just go with that. Hey, unquiet. Cool. That looks all right. Digging that. Again, I think a couple of these are very like pointy, sticky uppy, and I know that's a term, right? So let's see what we can do if we can just maybe tweak this. Just throw a few rocks. Come here. There. Turn off water again. And so it kind of smooths down these things. So it's not just like one rock randomly standing straight up sort of vibe. And that looks acceptable. Do they have different materials? I don't remember. We're going to look. Not enough that I care. That's cool. Yeah, that helps some. And we can do some just column rocks if we want to. A couple of round rocks would be fun as well, I think. Or rounder. Here. And scale it up. Let's come back to gray so we can actually see what the heck we're doing. There we go. Again, I'm just kind of breaking down these shapes so they feel more natural. And I like that, but that needs to come down more. Good deal. I like it. I think the next thing I want to do is put a house in this thing, because you need to have some man-made thing. The reality of concept art is no one hires you to make natural environments. You're going to have to put something constructed in there, or it's going to be a very strange natural environment. But this looks like a good flat place to put something. So let's do that. Shift A, mesh, cylinder. We're going to continue with our chosen vibe. Radius of 3. See, those are big rocks, man, because that's a 30 feet of space. We got to keep track of that. I need to look at our scale here. Depth of 15. That's a 5-story building there. Jesus. All right. Interesting. I may have gotten way too large, which is fine. I'm gonna just adjust it, but let's put a. I'm gonna crazy myself out. I should have put a person here to start with. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So let's. Where's our human? Deselect our human. A, and we want to scale to our 3D cursor. Make everything kind of smaller. Not that much smaller. Oh, not everything, and not this either. So this is, come on, new collection, tower. So we want to turn off tower and person A, scale. And now we can kind of see where we want to be. That feels good. Like a third the size. I didn't do my water, or did I? Well, same height, so it worked out. That's, I think, better. Yeah, because our tower is, turn it back on again so I can select it. Tower is 5.7 meters in Y. All right. 20 feet. It's not a super wide tower, but that's fine. But that looks right. S, Shift Z, let's make it a little bit bigger. And into the wall there. To the wall. Cool. Now, if I apply this, well, let's see, did I apply it on this one? Okay, I'm gonna have to shrink our rocks. God damn it. Oh, it's fine. But if I don't, it'll get weird when I add other stuff to it. So rocks, instead of default scale of 2, let's go back to 0.66. Turn off water again. And we should have more. There's our elevation. No, it's percentage based. Okay. Oh, I know why. Density. There we go. That's why the density was so weird. It's because everything was so huge. Instances per meter. Let's go with 1. Okay. Water back on. I'm going to take all these rocks and I want to offset them, push along the z-axis or surface normal, and we want to bring them in. Whoa, what are you doing? Global Z, fine. Weird. I want you down. Good morning, Etienne. How you doing? That looks all right. Okay. Bring them down a little more. Okay. That's better. Yep, that works for me. We can take these, just scale them down. Creation and scale. Apply, yes. Fine. All that's looking fine. No worries. Save. Okay. Maybe let's give us some materials just so I can kind of see what we're looking like too. Shaders. Me. Landscape. No. All right. Yeah. I want this desert on this one. And this one, the water does not need to be this big anymore. So S.5. There we go. Sure. Polygonic. Spawn material. Water. We're going to go with pond, and then I think we're going to adjust it. Okay. Make editable. Let's see what it looks like. Maybe we don't need to edit it. Doesn't look bad. I might make it a little bluer or like a little bit more tropical looking. This might bring it up a bit too. I think we're going to go to there. Yeah. That's cool. Right on. Materials. Oh, modifiers, materials. Come on. Base color. We're going to go a little bit greener. A little bit brighter. Base color maybe a little bit bluer too. Something like that. Feels weird, but actually Wadis are kind of that color. Just gonna sample from the Wadi picture. See what that does. Okay. That one came out bluer, but that's kind of a better place, I think. Let's go this way. And brighter. I mean, not quite that much brighter. Bring our saturation down just a little bit. I think once we apply a sky to it, that might be better too. But water. Cool. Anyway, we were making a building. And we're going to want this to be in our world. Let's just take this sucker and bring it all the way over to there. No. Something like that. I want the ground to touch. Great. Okay, to there. That's going to be where our tower sits. Tab. And we made it 15 meters or 5, so it's a 5-story tower. We just know that. Cool. And now we can go bring in one of the other, what do you call it? We'll grab the modifier from one of the other buildings we've made already. I can speak. Yeah. And we still need to add some trees and other stuff too, but we're just going to jump from, now that we've got the rocks in place, we'll go to our building. And then we'll go back to trees. Last sip of coffee. There we go. Okay, we want... Yeah, this one will work. It has the building. I made this one yesterday, and the building was not that exciting, but it does exist, which is what we needed. Copy the objects. Come back over here. Into collection. Paste. And we're just going to get it the heck out of the way. Although actually it's pretty much out of the way already, but anyway. This one to this one, link, copy materials, and then on this one, tab A, everything empty wall A, assign, edit, and then this one to this one, link, copy modifiers, and then this one we can delete. And we should have our building, yeah, and our origin is not right, which is why our foundation is up at the top. So we should come in here and edit, and 3, Shift S2, tab, object, set origin to 3D cursor. There we go. So now it knows where our foundation should be, theoretically. We can actually then make our foundation a bit bigger. It might be cool on this one. Auto building, extras, foundations, extrusion. You can go down a little bit more. Take it to like 1.5. I'm going to take the whole building up. Yeah. Cool. Now, we're going to be me again, which is looking at this E3 up. There we go. So the entrance to our building is up here, and then it goes down. So there'll be a ramp across. So we're going to make this into a wall with a door. I think it's going to be a door B. It's a bigger wall. Let's just see. Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe a door A. Yep. Cool. And make sure scale is right. Yes, it is. All right. Then these upper levels, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. We're going to give it maybe even all of them except that one there. Yeah. We're going to give it windows, which are Windows C, wall E. So this is like the upstairs where people live, so they're going to want it bright, open. You're above the canyon, so you'll get some wind and some light in there. That makes perfect sense. Windows up there in our house. Then these levels down here, there's no real need to pick those. Well, we'll do that to here, sure. And there, just to stay even. And we're going to make that triple window, so wall D. So we're just letting light in, but there's less interest in it. And then we'll keep that, we'll continue that process down here and here and here and here. Also, triple window. But then the lowest levels don't have any because these people are obsessed with security. So there's nothing down at that base. It's just like that. And then this one, we're going to go with wall piece A. I think it's G. It's either that one or B. No, it's C. Sorry. That's fine, because I want the bigger one, right? No, that's the smaller one. And that kind of messes with our foundation a little bit too, but yeah. I'll deal. I'll figure it out. Cool. And actually, maybe we do this too. Tab here and here. We make a wall A and make them doors. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I dig that. Looks like it's lining up pretty well. Looking good. That's a little strange, but we can fix it. Nice. Are we at 42? We're doing well. Okay. Here. I'm going to make this a roof and see if there's anything different on it. I don't remember. And first off, 7. Inset. And inset. I'll make those roofs. Which is roof flat assign. Do I want to be a flat roof? Let's see. Doesn't really do much for us. It's not really interesting. I'm actually going to do something else for the roof, I think. Let's instead make ourselves a new roof. Shift A, mesh, UV sphere. And scale to there. So we're going to go with the dome kind of vibe. Let's go a bit more. So it's off the edge. Okay. Cool. X faces. L. Cool. Fill. So there's our dome going around. I think I want to get not quite so tall. Like that. All right, sure. Morning, Michael. Happy St. Patrick's to you as well. Rotation scale tab. Cool. These here, I want to select, check or deselect. EZ2. No, not the bottom piece. EZ2. We're in global. What the fuck? Usual origins. E Z2. I want you to go vertically, guys, not that way. What the heck? All right, fine. It's going to do it that way. 1 seems better anyway. SZ0. 1. Finish this one. Great. There we go. Now they flat around the edges. Like that. Gives us a neat little crown kind of vibe thing going on. GZ is a little too high for what I want. I actually kind of want it more like that. Yeah, that's cooler. I think I'm into that. And then 2, I'm just gonna make an edge loop or 2 there. There we go. And I'm gonna grab this and this and E 0.1. Great. And then do we like leaving them rounded? No, let's try. Come on. Can't type today. There we go. And then, so they're flat like that too. Yeah, that's better. I like that. And maybe we do, I wish I'd done it in 7. I could almost redo the whole thing. Would that make more sense? Keep my 7 thing going on. I think it would. I think we like this idea, but I think I'm going to redo it. Sorry. Shift A, mesh, UV sphere. Instead of 32, we want 42 segments. Ring 16 is fine. Radius. 4. 5. I can just adjust it. It's not a big deal, but there we go. Okay. Great. And 1, 3, X faces. L, X faces. Fill. SZ down. Back to that. Great. So now we've made an even multiple of 7. Which ties better with our faction. So select random, not random. Select checkered. Okay. And I'm just going to go actually Alt-E on normals out. We'll do it a little different then because I did it this way. Great. And then G coplanar. Come on. You want to grab any of those? Why don't you want to grab those? Fine. I'm sure there's a better way. Grab all those. Great. Now, let's inset slightly and E and up slightly. That's cooler. That's neat. That's more neat looking anyway. I like that better. And I think they're flat. They look flat. SZ0. They weren't exactly. Now they are. Okay. Then we'll take 2, this, and this. We'll do all 3 of those and bevel them. There we go. And then E up like that. Cool. And then again, each one we have to do separately, I think. There. 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 That's a neater looking roof. And now it ties to our faction. And also because we've done with 7, it lines up better. So we get them edging like that. I wonder, can we take this whole thing and I want to rotate it. Let's see, RZ angle is going to be 360 divided by 42, right? That's one too many. Divided by 2. Yes! So now it lines them up. So every edge has one right on the corner like that. I love that you can do math in your rotations, just so I don't have to figure that shit out every time. That's great. One of those cool things in Blender that maybe people don't know about, but it's super cool. Because the other thing now I can do is take this thing and edit. I want to grab that one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. And E. Minus 15. Straight down like that. That's kind of interesting. Do we like that it's out like that? And we can keep going down to there. I'm all right with it. But I want to grab the inside ones and pull them in too. There we go. So now I've integrated the roof into the building nicely. It keeps our multiples of 7. I feel like we're, the designer in me is happy. Okay. Or at least kind of happy. The designer in me is never happy. We need to still connect that here across. And maybe we do that now. Tab 2, or just the whole thing, fine. 3, E. To there. We're just going to take these X faces. I got to fill this again too, right? Yeah. Fill. Okay. And then, right, it's not a door. P section. Entirely new. And we're going to get rid of the modifier. And let's go to normal, and tab, and that, SX, and bring it in to there. There's our ramp. Going up to that. And I think we're going to just go to EZ1. Oh, they go out? Well, that's kind of neat. All right, let's see if it works. We're going to need to get our railing again. So, which we don't have in this one. But we do have in the other one, and we modified it. So we like to use the other one. Open. It's going to be settlement. Don't save. The settlement's one I should have opened from the beginning because it had both this building and the railing, but whatever. Okay. So now I can grab this railing, or that one. Same thing. This is just a lot smaller to carry around. Copy objects. Come over to here. Back to collection. paste objects. We're essentially doing the exact same thing with the settlement. We're just making a ramp. But come on. So we could put like a balcony or something on this building, but the entire point to these people is that their personal areas mostly look in. So like these windows are about as comfortable, I think, as they would be looking out into the world. What are you being so slow about? I don't think it makes sense from a cultural perspective for them to have a balcony on the outside of this thing. Why are you being a pain in my ass? That one's there. Yeah. You're still thinking. Why are you still thinking? Come on, Blender, don't die on me. This shouldn't be bad. Oh, we'll give it another, couple minutes being seconds. 1 minute, and then we'll kill it and come back in. Hopefully we didn't lose too much. If it died. It is looking kind of dead, though. Hmm. 20 more seconds. I said I'd give it a minute. How's the new number? It's fine. I'm not having too much of a big deal with it this time. Now, I had more of a big deal in kind of getting to it than being there. I'm like, all right, I'm 50. It's fine. Yeah, I don't know why you're being weird. Let's go. Reload. I had a really good birthday, too. It was low-key enough I didn't feel overwhelmed, but enough friends and people caring about me that I felt cared about, which is nice. I have no real complaints. Wadi. There we go. Okay, cool. We did at least get back to that. Save. I'm going to try this again. Into collection. Grabbing this piece. Copy the objects. And it does have the modifier on it, right? Yes. Oh, no worries. It was yesterday. Come on. Why are you being so weird about just moving this one little bit of stuff? It's not that much, guys. Really. Yep, that's pretty much it. We went to a local brewery, and then we went and had Korean barbecue, and then we came back over to our place and hung out and just randomly talked. There's a VOCRA is the Vancouver Organization for Kitten Rescue, and there's a guy who live streams when he's doing it, and he has a very pregnant rescue cat, so we watched that. Paste objects, yes, that's what you're doing. Exciting times. Could be. I don't know, man. I was hard to say stupid in my 20s. I was very driven in a very different way in my 20s. We'll put it that way. I never really did a lot of the like dumb shit. Okay, this is being very strange. It's like it's trying to make a connection that it can't find. We'll try it another way if it fails this time. Like it almost feels like it's connecting. It's interacting poorly with geoscatter, but it shouldn't be. It's not going into geoscatter. But it's definitely not happy. One more time. Okay, we're gonna nuke it one more time. And oh no, it did a rotation. It's thinking. Nope. It's going bye-bye. I don't know what's up, but we're going to figure it out. We shall not let this beat us. Okay. It's one of those weird 20-somethings, though, right? Like, I graduated university at 20. I immediately went to work as an IT consultant. I was a super power yuppie for 10 years. So, like, my 20s were strange. Not maybe the typical for most people's 20s. And then I went, screw that, and went and taught English in Japan. Okay. Let's try grabbing it from another object instead. Grab it from this. Or even... Oh, I bet you I know what's going on. I know exactly what's going on. This is related to this geoscatter. So it's freaking out and trying to bring across the geoscatter too. And that's why it's taking forever. Great. So this plane here, just put it in its own place. Yes. Got it. And then this, or plane, and then this. Link. Copy modifiers. Yes. Plane. It is not in one of those folders that would matter. Let's see. Am I correct? It still might be connecting to something else, but I think it is interacting with the other one's geoscatter, and that's the problem. Yeah, no one's saying anything to me. It was good. Okay, I'm going to pull it from... I'm almost sure that's the problem. It still says it's coming, so it's doing things. We're going to try one more time, but we're not going to pull it from that same place anymore. End task. Come on, go away. Sorry about this. You know, it'd be like this sometimes. Okay, it's gone. Now, we're not going to do it from here. fine. We're just going to go grab it from the source. Platform generator. And then we can bring back up mine too. Wadi. Okay, so we're back. We're good. This is where, just in our root, right? Yes, good, good, good. Not in collection. Okay, I'm just going to move our rocks now while I'm waiting around. New collection, rocks. So we're eliminating all of our potential weirdnesses. Geoscatter we're turning off. Saving again. Okay, we have this one. And we were going to, you know what? I'm just going to grab this one. Copy the objects. Come back over here. Into collection and paste the objects. And see, yeah, it's got to be interacting with something from that other file. This to this, link, copy modifiers. Cool. This, new collection, ground. This, base, terrain collection, ground. On this, Control A, rotation, or what? Rotation scale. Weird. Oh, it's because those are not straight up, I guess. Let's see. Tab A. Assign all to that. Great. Okay. Just gonna get rid of these other materials. Okay. X faces to GZ1. What? No. Undo. Shift D. GZ1. Right? That one. Come on, Seth. What the hell are you doing today? EZ1. And it's because they're not lined up, right? Oh, and normal. Global. EZ1. Yep, there we go. AM distance. Cool. Control R. There we go. Gives us some cross beams. Because I had it on normal directions, this face is not exactly flat, so it's pointing outward, so it didn't have the angle properly to get the railings. So now it does. All that for that. 10 minutes for bullshit. Sorry about that. Okay, but now we have our ramp up to our building, down to our thing. Feeling good, mate. Feeling good. Let's come over here. Auto building. Realize instances. Apply modifiers. Okay, so now I have it as a solid object, right? Yeah. Great. Because I just want to grab 3, Shift G, coplanar. Yep. And I guess Shift G, coplanar. Fine, you're not going to do it this way. And then E. Cool. And tab. Come here. Got most of them, I guess. And just down far enough that it's cut in. Yes. Nothing sticking at the side. Cool. Take a look at it again. Good deal. We're going to make this. We'll try a couple different materials. What do we have for roof? No. Dark. Plaster dark. That's kind of neat, actually. I like those lines. It's working for me. I think we'll do that. Quick and easy. Fast, fast, fast. This we have for steel. I don't really like the color of this. Let's just change it. We're going to go to... we're just going to go dark anodized. Oh, I have to do it on the other side. Dumbass. I have to come over to the source because it's not applied. Collection. Steel railing is going to be dark anodized and parts dark anodized and for base. Is what you're doing the base building platform. All right, yeah. Not that building. The other one. This one here. Well, actually, I kind of like the double color. It's not bad. Maybe I'll just let it go. Sure. All right. Happy accident. We'll leave it. Okay. So now it's time to keep getting into this thing. And now I'm looking at some Wadi pictures. They're on my other monitor, but you know, and we want some green bits, some palm trees, and some rocks. We want to close this down first. You can just turn it off. But not that. This needs to go to building or tower. And now turn it off. Yeah. Okay. Save. So back to our ground. Back to geoscatter. Now we are going to biome. You know, we're not going to unhide. No way. Biome scatter. Open biomes. So this is so much faster when you can't see it. We want dry biome. I think we're going to try this one with the palm trees. You haven't used it very often. Coming. Oh, neat. River of refreshment stands. So it's Wadi of refreshment stands? Nice. That's fun. I am into that. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is upward obstruct the water. Actually, we're not even going to do that. Before we do that even, we're going to upward obstruct, just upward obstructions. Obstructions. And we're going to put the tower in there because we don't want plants under the tower. Get in there. Get in my belly. Come on. There we go. Tower, and then the water is also going in there. Okay, so now we can upward obstruct on obstructions. And all those are turned off. So now we can turn back on geoscatter. So far it's just the rocks. Then, actually, we also want rocks to be in our obstruction. We don't want any plants growing out of our rocks. Great. And then trees, let's just start looking at it. Geoscatter is on. Tree 1. It's pretty cool. I'm also going to change our exposure brighter so we can kind of see shit better. There we go. That's not bad. I kind of like that. I think it might be a little too much on the angles. So we're going to... Where are we? Oh, I'm in group. Tree. Abiotic. Slope. Yeah, that looks good. And no absolute. And I think elevation as well. We don't want it on the top. So it's just going to be down by in the water area. And then tree 2 on. Also cool. Also elevation. Also slope. Yeah, not a lot of them, but just a couple. I think that's looking nice. Let's turn both of those off. And now what's just the rest of it? I'm going to turn off geoscatter for right now. Grass. We definitely want it to have the slope and the elevation. And let's save and see what that looks like. How big is grass? How much we got? 120. Let's take it down to just 10 so we can see. We can always come back up. Get it set. Where's this grass? Or is it only going where there are trees? Let's see. Grass. I'm not seeing it at all. Interesting. All right. I'm going to leave it as whatever for right now. Rock 1. I think we'll also slope. Maybe not elevation to rocks. Let's see. That looks cool. Just getting a few in there. I think I might increase the slope from 15 to 25. Yeah, that gives us a lot more rocks. Maybe even a little more. 35. Yeah, that's cool. Rocks are pernicious. They go everywhere. Turn it off again. Rock 2. Okay, also definitely need the slope on this one. And we'll also we'll take, again, no absolute. And like 35. Need even less on this one. This one looks weird that high. 25. Okay, sure. And then twigs, certainly we want the slope and we want the elevation. And we do not want absolute slope. What are they used for? I don't know. Nothing. They're used for me to train and learn and have a good time making them right now. They honestly aren't particularly for anything other than my enjoyment. When I'm not at work. I mean, this is the same kind of stuff I would do if I were at work, but otherwise, yeah, I make them because I like making them. Let's just see. I think we can turn everything on. Doesn't actually look like it's too bad. It wasn't that big before. It was only 500,000 even before I squished it, so. I still think those little rocks are that's too high an angle. Let's get them down. Slope. I think we are going to go back to 15 on those. Yeah. Cool. And maybe tree 2. I'm going to go up a little bit. Let's see what happens if we go to an angle of 20. Get a few more trees. Not a lot, but a few. Yeah, that's cool. And then I think our trees, sadly, I need to put a, where am I? Proximity, repel from, I'm going to say, our tower. It needs to be at least 3 meters from our tower. Looks good to me. That's pretty fun. Yeah, I'm digging it. It's a fun little space. And this definitely helps block our view off the side, which is useful. We might even want, just going to do a little more, I think, over here. Shift A, mesh, plane, scale, sure. Scale, not that far. That'll be good. And let's turn off geoscatter so we're faster. Rotate RY, no, RX. Like that. Control A, scale, tab, W, subdivide. Actually, before we do that, there we go. A, W, subdivide, keep it more square. Oh, that's much better. Great. 1, turn on proportional. G, make our proportional bigger. Over here. Cool, something like that. And let's see. How to modify our terrain, trainer base. Nice, I like it. Let's apply it. And give it that same material as this one. And now we have a back wall that's going to kind of further help cement the fact that we're looking at this thing And it's a closed sort of space. Yeah, that helps a lot. Even without geoscattering it, which we could do, actually, if we wanted to. It might be fun. All we need to do is take this and join it to this. And it'll apply the same rules, and we'll get that. That's kind of fun. And if we're going to do that, then I'm going to go back down on my slope to 15, because we got a lot more trees now. Yep. Oh, concept art, illustration, game level design, all that kind of stuff. I mean, for me, it's concept art. That's what I use this for. Is just to lay out, be like, this is what your level or your well, I'm TV, so this is what your set is going to look like. Is more common for me than anything else. But the point to a scene like this is essentially illustration and information sharing. There we go. Let's set our camera up there. Photographer, camera. All right, Alexa. Clip of 250. Cool. Yep. And lens, cook. And the depth of, yeah, let's go 35. Make it wider. Wide angle resolution. Here we go. Gotta come in a little closer to avoid that. The edge of our world that we have not defined passed out here. Let's go a little closer. Get in, down, in. Cool. Bring my shit back. Why are they all turned off? Did I turn them all off by accident? Yeah, I did. I hate it when I do that. Yeah, no, for engineering, it's a different need for sure. Um, but like if you were gonna make, you know, oh come on, it's just probably easier to do it this way. Undo history. I'm just gonna go back to here. It hid every subcomponent too. I'm not interested in looking back and turning them all on, so we're just gonna undo. There we go. I don't know what button I hit, but I actually kind of do know what button I hit, but I'm unhitting it. Those trees are going up too high. Tree 2 is too high. It's easy to fix. Elevation. Maximum of 50. Yep. So that's as high up as they're going now. They won't go above that on the space. I think I'll do the same with tree 1. Elevation of 50. Yeah, a lot, essentially, like boiling down to the most simplistic, a lot of what you do something like this for is selling things, either to people or, I mean, like audio consumers, or to like producers who have to sign off on something or whatever. Like, it's all about just selling stuff. I build things to sell things. I get a bit more water in there. Kind of want to pull it back a little bit. I may have. This is my problem with my canyon. I may have made it a little too. I may have made this tower a little too close to the edge. I was worried about that when I did it. I can't pull back super far, but I can do a little bit more here. Let's just take this ground. Since this is kind of not an important edge, it doesn't have to be quite as whatever. I just need to have something there. I want to grab that entire edge. Yep. Can we solve this? That's just that. Come on. Actually, what we'll do, weird, is Alt-Z, B, grab that, and SY. Actually, not yet, no. Come on. 3D cursor, now, B. Turn off proportional, SY. Just stretch this out just a bit. It's going to look weird, possibly, but I think if all we need is just like a little bit more, that should be okay. Yeah. Which is why Seth is about to talk to you. Thank you, Michael. Yeah. Yeah. No, I do have a Patreon. I do share stuff. Actually, last week I shared a Blender add-on for doing differential growth, which can work for anything from mushrooms to cancer cells to kind of whatever else you want to use it for. That's a fun one. I think I'm going to share another one this week. I haven't quite decided which one yet, but I do stuff like that. Plus scenes. Plus, it's just great when someone can support me so I can continue to pay my bills, so I can continue to do stuff. All nice. I'm also really bad at marketing myself, which I think is really funny, but you know. Now that looks fine. There we go. So like this is that stretched part right here, but you don't notice that it's stretched. It's all right. We need to give it a sky. And I also, because I wanted to be able to see more water and the top of the tower. That was kind of the point. Import. Grab an HDR. I don't know which one. We're going to go into 61 today. They're generally bright, I believe. Yes, they're very bright, which is kind of appropriate for this world. And I'm going to say we're going to use 1061. Word. Just to try some different ones, although I kind of like that look. Angle of 60. We'll move our sun around. Also neat. 120. You know, also neat. Oh, and the other thing I want to do first, I want to cut our contrast down to just base, so it's not quite so punched out. 120 is neat looking. 180. Too bright. In general, I don't like it when the light's coming from the camera towards the scene. I like backlit more. So like that's not good. That's not good. It just flattens everything out. It's boring. But like, let's see 90. Kind of halfway between 60 and 120. I might even just rotate it a little bit. Maybe. Let's try 60 again. Let's see which way the sun was coming from. 60 gives us light coming in this way. Okay, so it's actually more that I want to do. It's going in the wrong direction. 75. Yes, we're going to do that. I'm really curious with this grass, though. Like, I don't see any growing. It said it was supposed to have grass, but I'm like, where is it? Maybe there's some. It's hard to tell. But regardless, I think we're just about to our scene. I'm going to get rid of this guy because he's completely naked and doesn't need to be in here. He's just there for scale. This is our Wadi. I liked it. I think it's fun. I liked how we built the initial terrain. If you kind of weren't here for it, we used. I mean, it's nothing terribly new. We used draw terrain to carve down the center, but then we used a second one to carve the riverbed underneath it, and then a third and a fourth one to kind of carve into the sides that the first one had made, to give us sort of these harmonic frequencies of movement that I think are good. I'm liking it. Then got our rocks coming in, both in a scatter and just some simple individual ones to kind of help unify places where the scatter looked a little bit odd. And I like that. I might actually put one more and bring it, individual origins, more into our immediate foreground. Probably too far. Turn off geoscatter so I can see where I'm going. I'm guessing, but let's see. There we go, like that. That'll be good. Then we built our tower with the 7 sides, and then our roof with the 42 sides so it lines up along it properly. And I feel like everything kind of comes together nicely. I am pleased. I think tomorrow we may start into doing some vehicles, a little bit more hard surface stuff for this group, because I think that's where we can do some interesting definition of the faction beyond, like, we make 7-sided towers, you know, like, because these guys don't have the corruption like the host or the mycelium having their lattice, which was kind of just neat to, like, endlessly grow things on landscapes. We're going to have to be a little bit more defined in making things for the chosen, but I think it's coming well. I like the way this scene is looking. I think the water is about the right color for what it should be for a Wadi. That disgusting green, but it looks neat. Anyway, yeah. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. I'm glad we got through whatever weirdness was caused from this little walkway and actually got a final scene out of it. Have a great St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Don't get too toe up unless that's what you're into. And hopefully I will see you again tomorrow or very soon. All right. Take care, folks. Talk to you later.